Good evening. My name is Jackson Mars. It is May 15th, 2024, and I'll be going over the real coffee meeting I had for the week 7 assignment. So the person I interviewed is John Polite. John Polite is a friend of my dad's who is currently working as a professional actor in the film industry. He's worked as a stand-in many films. He's worked on indie films and indie television. One of his most notable roles, according to his IMDb page, was working as an extra on the movie Babylon, directed by Damien Chazelle in 2022. I asked him during the interview. I asked him 8 questions, but for the sake of the time frame, I'm mainly going to go over 3 of the questions, as well as just the insight he gave me into getting into the industry. So one of the questions is, how do you adapt to change in the acting and film industry? And he's told me that it has changed so much. Obviously, 2 big changes are COVID-19, as well as the strikes that happened last year. However, what really changed as of recently is that shooting films has become more decentralized. It is everywhere, rather than just being in LA, in Hollywood, despite it being the hub of filmmaking. Side hustles are always good, especially as a screenwriter, but as well as just other jobs in filmmaking. John told me that as an actor, he works on sermon writings on the side, as he also works as a church pastor as well. So the next question I asked him was, what do you believe community is? And he told me that it is absolutely important to have community, as you not only have people to bounce ideas off of, but you also have good crowdsourcing. People who are just as passionate as you funding you for the movies that you want to make. For example, he told me that he has a friend of his who shoots at her friend's house rather than spend money on something like an Airbnb. That right there is one of the essential things that we are currently going over for the class. Finding a community, connecting to others, which is something that is absolutely key to getting into the film industry. So the next question I asked him was, are there any vital skills that you recommend that I have getting into the film industry? And he told me that I got to hustle. You absolutely have to be committed when getting into the film industry. He found that when observing the industry, there are wonderful people, but you gotta also be ready for cynical people. That's kind of an obvious thing to look out for when getting into this industry. But he also told me that even when working as an extra or just a crew job in a movie, you're also observing some of the greatest actors and directors at work. You are observing some great actors giving another great performance of their career, but you're also seeing a director making another great director working on another great project of his or her. And so seeing that happen right before you is just such an inspiring experience, just as it is working on a film set. And those are 3 of many things that I got from the interview here. This is yet another insightful assignment, and I really look forward to seeing what goes on next for the class. I look forward to detailing more about it in the essay coming up around the end of the quarter, and I look forward to our next session of class. Thank you very much. I'll see you next week. Bye.